There's not a person on God's green earth that doesn't like the original 1999 Mummy movie starring Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, John Hannah as Uncle Jonathan. It's just, it really is a great movie, man. Like, it is at that point in time where, Hollywood was really firing on all cylinders. The late 90s, early 2000s was on, not even just, nostalgia goggles on, okay? Because you got The Lord of the Rings coming out. You had Gladiator. The Simpsons was still good. It was out of its golden age, but yeah, even on television. King of the Hill, first run Family Guy. Entertainment was in a really good spot. And even if, it's not quite on the same level of quality or prestige as Indiana Jones, the Mummy movie, it's still great. Now, the second one, we can have some conversations, and especially the Scorpion King spin-offs, and their disturbing lack of quality, but high propensity to employ professional wrestlers, okay, and other combat athletes, because, what was it, the third Scorpion King movie, okay, because The Rock had just, long gone since then, but wasn't it played by Randy Couture? Wasn't Kurt Angle in one of those? It ended up getting insane, but yes, I love the first Mummy movie. The second one I find quite charming, but there's definitely some problems with it. But yes, as for the third Mummy movie that came out, a decade and change ago? I know I got it, okay, because when my local Blockbusters and movie galleries and all of those places were wrapping up, I got myself, a Blu-ray copy of the first 3 Mummy movies. Definitely the first 2. I'm pretty sure Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is in there. I can just look over and I can see the big box. They're still in the Blockbuster security boxes for Mummy 1 and 2. I think 3's down there, but that really doesn't much matter. The first 2 are the only ones that really matter. But yeah, if Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are in fact running back a 4th Mummy movie, I mean, especially if they're going to have considerable creative input, I'd be down for it, okay? But let's take a look, because this is when rumors and early confirmations were going on. Obviously, we've got a little bit more information, and that's why I want to talk about this, because yes, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are reuniting for another Mummy adventure. Filmmakers Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, who call themselves Radio Silence, are set to direct the 4th installment in the decades-old action franchise. Well, there's 3 other installments, and whatever you want to say about those spin-offs, I guess you could say that it's a decades-old franchise, but in reality, it's 3 movies, 2 of which came out in pretty close proximity. Another one was not too dissimilar, actually, to call back to Indiana Jones. It's kind of like how you had the trilogy that came out within the decade of the 80s, and then you had Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And then, I heard something about a 5th movie. I'm not too sure if it came out, and if it did, I'm definitely sure it didn't completely and totally bomb at the box office in 2023. No, couldn't potentially be the case. But yes, Radio Silence are best known for 2019's Ready or Not, and reviving the Scream franchise, for Paramount in 2022. Fuck. Okay, so Universal, the studio behind the original monster movies, had no comment. Okay. So yes, Fraser led the 1999 reboot of The Mummy, which co-starred Weisz and became a box office hit. The blockbuster, which follows a treasure hunter who accidentally awakens a cursed Egyptian priest with, when he's William H. Macy. It's so nice, but you're not a part of the Mummy, I do like you, but your time is not here. But yes, he accidentally awakes Billy Zane. And he does the really scary mummy face, which I gotta go back. I really gotta watch this movie. I might over this weekend, because I kind of want to watch Pirates. For whatever reason, this is going to sound absolutely insane, but I associate the first and only Pirates of the Caribbean movie that I would recommend without caveat. I like Dead Man's Chest, but you kind of got to get past that first 45 minutes where you just got to go rescue Jack as he became the chief of the savages that don't end up really playing into the rest of the movie or the series at all whatsoever. But anyways, I associate, Pirates 1 with Christmas for whatever reason, because I just always kept finding myself about a decade and change back watching Pirates at around Christmas time. Maybe, did it come out on, I think it might have came out on home video release around Christmas, because it was back when we were a proper country, a proper society, when you would get big blockbusters have a long theatrical run, and then their home movie release would come out in time for Christmas. But yeah, maybe I want to watch Pirates and The Mummy. I might want to do that. Anyways, yeah, man, this was now, did The Mummy come out first or George of the Jungle came out? Because that's another one I've seen in the theaters. But yes, The Mummy Returns in 2001, and then in 2008. Oh shit, okay, I thought it was longer gap between those. But okay, yes, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor though Weisz only appeared right in The Mummy Returns. Okay, Universal attempted to resurrect The Mummy with Tom Cruise in 2017. You had to try to kick off the dark cinematic universe with a bunch of monsters, and Charles Dance was going to be that Nick Fury. So it was absolutely wild. It was absolutely insane. But yes, for a little while, this was the only information that we had. Yep, fourth Mummy movie coming out. The old band is getting back together. But last week, we got a little bit more information as Brendan Fraser, who promoting, what is it, Rental Family or something like that? Not too sure how it performed over the past weekend, but kind of a little indie fare, and kind of like the original Mummy movie from 99. Well, okay, the original, the reboot, whatever the hell. Okay, the Mummy has been a cinematic franchise forever. Okay, I get it. Fine, fantastic. But in this continuity, the original Mummy from 1999, it's very difficult to hate as a film, and Brendan Fraser, I mean, he's also very difficult to hate as an actor. So I hope Rental Family did well, and he is also very, very, very high on The Mummy 4. It is the one that I've wanted to make but never did. I've been waiting 20 years, and it's time to give the fans what they want. And when he says this, I'm going to go ahead and take him at his word. Brendan Fraser is finally ready to talk about The Mummy The Mummy 4 rather, for the first time, telling the Associated Press in a new interview that he's been waiting 20 years to be able to make the Mummy movie he's always dreamed of making. Variety confirmed earlier this month that that Universal is developing a fourth Mummy to be headlined, by radio silence, but hopefully they can comport themselves nicely, or that, Brendan Fraser has a considerable hand in the creation of this. The one I wanted to make was never made, Fraser said about the franchise, which kicked off in 99. Yeah, we know the rest of this stuff. Okay, fantastic. Moving right along. The third one was a model of, how can I say this to the AP reporter? NBC has the rights to broadcast the Olympics that year, so they put 2 and 2 together, and we went to China. Oh, okay. Working in Shanghai, an incredible experience. I'm proud of the third one because I think it's a good standalone movie. Oh, okay, cool. So it's a great movie. Is it a great mummy movie? Well, it's a great movie. We picked up and did what we do with a different crew on deck, and we gave it our best shot. And but the one I wanted to make is forthcoming. I've been waiting 20 years for this call. Sometimes it was loud, sometimes it was faint, telegraph. Now it's time to give the fans what they want. You love it. I love it. Bentinelli, Olpen, and Gillette, let's make up the filmmaking duo Radio Silence and blah, blah, blah. They're going to be doing that. And then, of course, the return of Rachel Weisz, the Oscar winner, starred opposite Fraser in the first 2 movies before sitting out Dragon Emperor. Fraser told Variety a few years ago, shortly before winning the Best Actor Oscar for The Whale, that he'd be opening to revisit adventurer Rick O'Connell in another Mummy sequel, explaining, "I don't know how it would work, but I'd be open to it if someone came up with the right concept." And apparently that time is now, and apparently he's ready to give the fans what they want, which honestly, at this point in time, looking at the grander scale of Hollywood, taking a look at everything else that is out there in an attempt to continue different franchises, and we hear that rejoinder time and time again. Oh, we just want to, we just really want to give the fans what they want. I don't believe any of them whenever they say that, but in this case, I will go ahead and make an exception for a good old Canadian boy. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.